I always have an abundance of cherry tomato plants, so this year I'm going to put these cherry tomatoes to good use. This year we are going to make some sun-dried cherry tomatoes, actually in the sun. So we're going to wash, and then we are going to slice our cherry tomatoes in half. That's it. That's all, just in half. And then we are going to place them on a wire rack. I'm going to use this one, but I am going to build one with smaller holes next time because cherry tomatoes do dehydrate small. And I want to make sure that there's proper airflow outside because I'm tired of seeing oven dehydrated, sun-dried tomatoes. I want actual sun-dried tomatoes. So it does take up to 3 to 4 days for it to work, but I'm not doing anything else, so I might as well make some. Now, after we have them chopped and sliced or whatever, we are going to salt them. And now we're going to add, I like Himalayan salt, that's just my thing. And once you add salt and you think it's enough, add some more. The salt is going to help them dehydrate. Also, it's going to help keep those bugs away outside. And now that everything is salted, we're going to place these outside. This is day 1. They're going directly in the sun. I'm using my multi-purpose table, which gives it extra airflow. I want to make sure that everything dries on both sides. And each night, we're going to bring these in because we don't want them to get any moisture from the night air. Now, this is day 2. You see how they've shriveled up a little bit, but they're still kind of plump and juicy on the inside, which we don't want. We want them dehydrated, but not hard, still kind of leathery, but we don't want them wet either. So day 2, we're going to sit them out in the sun. This is day 3. It looks like we're almost there. See the one that fell through because they dehydrated real small. So for day 4, I actually put them on parchment paper under it. They were pretty dry for the most part. They just had a little bit more moisture to get out. So day 4, I put these outside in the sun, and I did flip some because I wanted to make sure they were dehydrated on both sides. But you can see that some are quite moist around the fattest part of the tomato. So I just flipped it so it can get some direct sun on them. But the ones that were smaller and already kind of to the right dryness, I went ahead and took those out. Now I'm going to flavor these with basil. So I used a basil blend from my garden, and I'm going to put that in the bottom of the jar. This season, I'm going to play around with different flavor combinations because it's my garden, my rules, and I'm growing this stuff. So as you can see now, they're dry. They still bend. They don't break. And that's what you want. You don't want them to have a lot of moisture in them, and you want them to, that one's still kind of wet, so I'm going to leave that out for a little bit longer. But the ones that are bending and not breaking but are dry, I'm going to go ahead and add those to the jar. By the end of day 4, everything was dry, and I ended up putting everything in the jar. But I didn't want any of them to like get too crispy, so the smaller ones I went ahead and jarred up. And I put the basil in the bottom already. So now that everything is dry, now we're going to use some olive oil, and we're just going to drizzle that olive oil all the way to the top of that jar. Well, I guess it would be to the bottom, the lower ring of the jar. And I'm just going to cover it. I'm going to shake it. Then I'm going to let it sit for probably about 2-3 days before I use it. And you can also use the olive oil after your tomatoes are done because it'll have that great tomato and basil flavor. So sun-dried tomatoes can be an easy task. You just have to wait a couple days. The waiting is the hard part. Are you going to make you some sun-dried tomatoes? If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.